According to some official figures, unemployment rate in Pakistan is 5.9%, which is absolutely ridiculous and wrong because the government doesn't want to announce its failure. Under 6% means that unemployment is manageable, even though it's also a high number, but it's manageable. According to IRP's report, Institute of Policy Reform, unemployment rate in Pakistan is 8.9%, which means 5.3 million unemployed people. And the rate is increasing. Unemployment has reached to the highest figures ever in the 70 years history of Pakistan. 20 or 30,000 applications, and sometimes more applications are received for only 10 or 15 jobs. Now you can imagine the severity of the situation. To keep the emotions of the people in line, government has introduced the system of merit. For that, FPSC, PPSC, NTS and many other testing services conduct professional qualification tests with so-called aim of recruiting the best candidate for the job. However, 90% candidates are rejected in the job test. Only 10% candidates are called for the interview. Finally, people with great references and bribery are selected for the job. On the other hand, in the education department, a little merit is seen. 50 to 60% candidates are selected based on the merit. The question is, what's the purpose of maintaining merit in the education department? There are 3 reasons for that. First of all, to keep the people in the state of delusion so that they won't revolt against the ruling class. Second, teacher is not an authoritative post here in Pakistan, and their authority is limited to the attestation of some documents. Third and most important, US and other foreign governments provide funding to the Pakistani government. That's why so many jobs are created in the education department, and a little merit is seen. US aid had spent over $400 million on education, and that's Americans' taxpayers' money. The question is, for what? Radicalized hate material is still being taught in the schools, and children are forced to be taught in English, even which is completely against the native, cultural and geographical facts. Because English is not their language, and they are forced to be taught in English. 5.3 million unemployed people, and the figure is consistently increasing. Why can't we see the public outrage, just like in Europe and America? The answer is, people are brainwashed. The question is, how? Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was a phenomenal figure in Pakistani politics. In the 70s, he was on the mission of freeing people's mind from the traditional conservative ideology. Numbers of trade and students' unions were established just to spread awareness among masses and about their rights and how together they can raise their voice and bring change. Bhutto had jeopardized the monopoly of industrialists, feudal landlords, religious scholars, and military generals. Roti Kapda Makan, bread, clothes and home, was Bhutto's famous slogan, which means provision of bread, clothes and home are government's responsibility. And people were also realizing that they were not just born to vote and be ruled. Bhutto's government was overthrown by a dictator, General Zia, and he was hanged later on. He said in his address, General Zia, in his address to the poor and working class people, "It is not for the employers to provide you roti, kapda or makan, bread, clothes and home," referring to the famous slogan of Bhutto. It was for God Almighty, who is the provider of livelihood to his people. Trust in him, and he will bestow upon you an abundance of good things in life. How creatively he changed the narrative of the whole discussion and gave utterly different meaning, which means, in other words, if you have any problem, do not question or blame us. God Almighty is the provider of everyone. Pray to him, have faith in him, and he will provide you everything. That's how systematically people have been brainwashed for the past 3 decades, whether it's Zardari, Nawaz Sharif, or Imran Khan. All of them exploit the ignorance of people. They just want to rule. Bottom line is, if you need a job, Pray to God. Do not question the people you vote for.